Today we see the crazy animals and crazier trees of the 17-mile drive in Monterey, California. Then we take a detour around a landslide through more gorgeous Californian countryside to the adorable town of Cambria. The plan for the morning of day 84 was to drive around Salinas, California, take some wrong roads, get lost, turn around at dead ends, be all confused, and then go to Monterey. It worked perfectly. The actual plan is to take the world-famous 17-mile drive around the Monterey Peninsula and Pebble Beach. People do live in neighborhoods here, very expensive ones, but the public is allowed to come in and follow this winding loop up through the fertile forests and down along the dramatic seashore. On the way, you stop at numbered pullouts for various views and notable features. Like this first one, Shepherd's Knoll up in the hills with its spooky, mossy trees and intense green. Pretty soon, the drive leads down to the water. The Pacific Ocean here is, as the sign says, restless, swirling around disruptive underwater rocks and throwing big waves against the shore. The effect was even more pronounced today, under the gloomy, overcast skies. The air is filled with the hiss of splashing water and the chatter of seabirds. There are also several golf courses here, some of the most famous in the world. I wonder what the golfers make of dealing not only with the strong ocean winds and us ragged outsiders, but also the distraction of various animals openly disrespecting the game. Speaking of animals, my favorite place on the 17-mile drive is probably Bird Rock. You can see it as you pull up, this huge rock, lighter in color than the others. It's only when you get up closer that you see why. It's a huge communal bathroom for the birds. The hierarchy of animals is funny. At the top are the cormorants, down below the pelicans, and below that are the sea lions. They swim about with their faces poking out of the water and looking for free sections of rock to lay around on. The trees were getting stranger as we drove to the next viewpoint. At this one, the animals lazing around on rocks are seals, which you can tell from sea lions because they're lighter in color and don't have little ear flap things. Seems like a pretty good life, really. Laying around or bobbing in the shallow waters full of marine plant remnants. The seals seem to have all the concerns of a pampered house cat. And sometimes they even wave to you when you leave. The fascinating birds and the animals in the sea are half of the fun of the Monterey Drive. The other half is trees. Cypress trees, bleached white by the wind, grow in bizarre shapes with twisty limbs and trunks. These freakish figures are almost criminally picturesque. The single most famous tree here by far is just ahead at this viewpoint. The lone cypress has been growing here on a prominent and scenic perch for an estimated 250 years. It's hoped that it will last another 100 years or so, but even since I took these photos, a large branch was ripped off in a storm. Who knows how long it'll actually last. See it while you can. If you miss it, you'll just have to admire the Pebble Beach Resort's logo instead. To be honest, I'm not a great fan of the golf and country club world, but we were here, and they let us in to one of their restaurants for lunch. One good thing is that if you spend enough, they reimburse your entrance fee for the 17-mile drive. Even better, for me, a bird was hopping around inside, bringing some unpredictable wildness into a normally staid, upper-class atmosphere. Oh, and the food was great, too. And that was that. We headed back to the public highway. But the animals, sea, and trees are one of California's greatest driving experiences, and it's totally worth coming to take the 17-mile drive, no matter the weather. We wanted to drive down California Highway 1 along the coast to the town of Cambria, but there had been a landslide and the road was closed indefinitely. So we had to go way around, inland, and that just gave more variety to the day, as it led to more of those curvy, sometimes unlined roads through Golden Hills that I've come to love so much. This was a detour that turned out to be majestic. The pace was slow, but I couldn't get enough of this road. We did eventually get to Cambria, a very cute getaway town near the coast. Average home price, $500,000. Our hotel was quaint, with each room having its own entrance. We walked around town a little, checking out the stores, which were all closed already. But for dinner we drove to a supermarket, having spent enough money today already. The room picnic back at the Bluebird was as good as it always is, and we made plans for tomorrow's destination, a sprawling, luxurious piece of real estate way more over the top than anything dreamed up at Pebble Beach. It's America's castle. Tomorrow we check out the ridiculously extravagant Hearst Castle, with its fountains and wild animals and endless opulence everywhere. We haven't seen anything even remotely like this on this road trip.